Hey guys, welcome back and good morning. I wanted to cover just a bunch of stuff because we have a lot of new people and we don't want to leave anyone behind. So let's get started. All right, so on this channel, we've studied three different things. We've gone through facts, faith, and U.S. financial markets. They all play a role and are impacted by this. One thing I want to say, the rate change itself is not directly impacted, okay, by the U.S. financial markets. Those have nothing to do directly impact. We're not waiting on anything for the U.S. markets. They're an item that's impacted by this. Okay, so here we go. So going clear back to the beginning of April, we reviewed all the facts. I even went one step further than anybody out there. I compiled everything Iraq has done during the first half of this year and showed you that they've been using the entire first half of this year to set the stage. And I wanted to get us something key that I just realized that's in addition to, I haven't shared this with you. If you look at all the facts that Iraq has, every step they've completed up until June, that was to the point of where they were setting the stage. Once we reached the point of June, and you look at the facts that took, or the steps that took place in June, those were post-RI steps. In June is when they started telling you about reconstruction. They brought you Siemens rebuilding their electrical power grid, GE rebuilding their electrical power grid. And they told you that these steps, as well as the supplementary budget the supplementary budget will be implemented in July, as well as those reconstruction steps. That's all post-RI. So again, most of the news and the facts you saw in June is all post-RI information, including you saw a brand new item as of Friday. They told you they're going to extend Parliament for an additional 30 days into July. Okay, well, you've seen through time, I've brought to your attention, you've seen articles talking about how they were going to complete a big basket of laws. Okay, all those laws, they haven't been able to complete them because they're all waiting on the rate change. That is why they've extended Parliament to tackle these laws and work on them in the month of July. Again, so all the news you've seen, really starting as of June, is all post-RI news. Okay, I wanted to stress that to you because that's huge. That confirms June, by the way. That's why it's a big deal. Then we've showed you faith. Faith, being pegged to the Hebrew calendar, has walked you to the end of June. So faith has aligned with facts. Okay? Third part, really, I've got a few long-timers that have been with me since the beginning of the year. One of the big things I stressed is that the Dow will reach 27,000 points only on a Friday. Okay? And I'll get to why only on a Friday in a moment. But the Dow will reach 27,000 points on a Friday right before the rate change. Now, to show you how close we are, last Friday, you got to see the Dow reach 26,900. Okay? The highest you've seen it go was, I think it was around mid-May. It was only hanging around 26,600. They wouldn't let it go above that. But this past Friday, you got to see it hit 26,900, showing you how close we are. Okay? I would expect on this coming Friday, it's going to reach 27,000 points. Okay? But again, that's my opinion. Now, let's get into some other stuff. Okay, now you would ask, why 27,000 only on a Friday? That's because the rate can only change on a weekend, not a weekday. When the rate changes, all markets around the world have to be closed so that it does not impact, and it minimizes the volatility of the markets, and it doesn't have a major impact on the financial markets around the world. This is not a small rate change. This is upwards, of over a 3,000% rate change. That's why it has to take place on a weekend when all markets are closed around the world, to impact volatility, to minimize the impact of the volatility of it. Okay, so we're looking really good, guys. We're right on the edge of this now. I want to stress one more thing. A few of you, well, let's back up. Articles as of over this weekend are telling you they're going to finish. Actually, here, let me back. I missed one key detail. as most of you know, we're only waiting on one thing for this to happen. It's to complete the formation of the government. Okay? Most of the articles from this weekend were telling you they're going to finish the formation of the government on Monday. Well, some of you guys were questioning me because I was saying finish the government this week. I didn't say Monday, I said this week for a reason. Here's why. If you go back to last week, all the articles told you they were going to finish the government on Saturday the 22nd, but they didn't. Here's why I said next week instead of Monday. In the news, because you guys know I follow the news and the facts very closely, the biggest thing Iraq lies to us about is when they give dates. They usually lie about dates. Okay? Last week was a prime example. Last week they said they were going to finish the government on Saturday the 22nd, but they did not. Okay? Right now all the articles are telling you Monday that they're going to do it tomorrow. Okay? I actually think they're lying to you. Remember, the reason they're lying to you, this is the formation of the government is linked to a classified event, and I already showed you guys in the news this. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to keep making it look like mass chaos confusion, and they're going to keep lying to you to keep confusing you, because this event is the formation of the government that's the linchpin linked to the classified event. So they kind of have to lie to you and mislead you, okay? So that's why I'm saying next week. I personally, and again, this is just my opinion, I don't think they'll finish the formation of the government until probably closer to Wednesday or Thursday of this week. I think they're going to keep misleading you and string it along and dragging it out and look like chaos. Okay, but again, that's my opinion. So that's why I personally just say this week while the news tells you Monday, because I think the news is lying to you. Okay, and you'll see if they're lying to you tomorrow or not, based on whether they actually get the government done. So that's where we stand, guys. We're looking really good. Just stay patient, wait it out. Okay, we're at the end of this ride. The facts are right before you. You can clearly see it. Iraq has gone and come too far to set the stage for this not to happen. You guys have an amazing day.
News, June 23rd, 2019. Al-Saudi reveals the names of the candidates of vacant ministries to be presented in Parliament. The spokesman for the coalition of Iraqi forces Fala Al-Saudi, Saturday, the names that are supposed to be put in the day in Parliament to vote on them to fill the vacant ministries. After the intensive meetings between the coalition of forces and the national coalition, my name was Major General Naya al-Shamari and Major General Salih al-Hariri to fill one of these bags and give full freedom to Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi to choose the appropriate name from them, Al-Saudi said in an interview with Al-Akbar. With regard to the Ministries of Education and Justice, Svanana Hamdani is the candidate of the National Axis Alliance, while the Kurds nominated Judge Rizgar Mohammed Amin to the Ministry of Justice. He added that the Ministry of the Interior, which is considered a share of the building, has been nominated Abdul Ghani al-Assadi and Yassin Yassiri, and perhaps there are other names as well, as gave full freedom to Abdul Mahdi to choose the appropriate name. He pointed out that Abdul Mahdi can attend the Parliament and it is possible to send the names of candidates by paper to Parliament, and this does not affect legally. Al-Saudi reveals the names of the candidates of vacant ministries to be presented in Parliament, posted by Walter, June 23, 2019. Baghdad. The spokesman for the coalition of Iraqi forces Fala Al-Saudi, Saturday, the names that are supposed to be put in the day in Parliament to vote on them to fill the vacant ministries. After the intensive meetings between the coalition of forces and the national coalition, my name was Major General Naya al-Shamari and Major General Salih al-Hariri to fill one of these bags and give full freedom to Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi to choose the appropriate name from them, Al-Saudi said in an interview with Al-Akbar. With regard to the Ministries of Education and Justice, Svanana Hamdani is the candidate of the National Axis Alliance, while the Kurds nominated Judge Rizgar Mohammed Amin to the Ministry of Justice. He added that the Ministry of the Interior, which is considered a share of the building, has been nominated Abdul Ghani al-Assadi and Yassin Yassiri, and perhaps there are other names as well, as gave full freedom to Abdul Mahdi to choose the appropriate name. He pointed out that Abdul Mahdi can attend the Parliament and it is possible to send the names of candidates by paper to Parliament, and this does not affect legally.